ObamaCare now back in the conversation, and the countdown is on for the GOP because the window to repeal and replace this law closes in just over 2 weeks in a move that some are calling a Hail Mary. A group of Republican senators led by Lindsey Graham rolled out their reform proposal earlier today. Just moments later, that plan was met with a rebuttal of sorts from Senator Bernie Sanders, announcing his own government-run single-payer program. Watch this.
If you believe repealing and replacing Obamacare is a good idea, this is your best and only chance to make it happen. Mr. President, help us, because we're trying to help you.
All of us stand before you and proudly proclaim our belief that health care in America must be a right, not a privilege. You, the Republican Party, have no credibility on the issue of health care.
Here to respond, Senator Lindsey Graham, who co-authored the GOP plan. Senator, good evening. Great to have you with us back on the story tonight. Thanks
Great. I can't wait for this fight. You got an avowed socialist who's a really nice guy who went to the Soviet Union on his honeymoon, and I don't think he ever came back. So here's the choice for America. Prop up Obamacare, which is a disaster. It's not working, will never work. Go to Bernie Care, which is full-blown socialist single-payer health care, or vote for our bill, which is a block grant back to the states, sending the money and the power out of Washington back to where you live. I vote for the last one. And to my Republican colleagues, the fight is not anywhere near over. Get behind this bill. Take it to the floor of the United States Senate. Let's debate what's best for America, Bernie's approach or our approach.
All right, so who do you have on board? Because, Rand Paul doesn't seem to be on board. Murkowski, Collins they were both issues with the last time around.
I think we'll get 50 votes for a block grant. What we do is we repeal the individual mandate, the employer mandate. We take all the money we would have spent on Obamacare and block grant it back to the states. By 2026, every person in every state gets the same amount from the federal government. Under Obamacare, 4 states get 40% of the money: New York, California, Maryland, and Massachusetts. We send it back to the states. We achieve parity by 2026. We allow governors to control health care with the state legislature. Yeah. If you don't like your health care under my approach, you can complain to your governor, to your state house member. If you don't like Obamacare or Bernie Care, who do you complain to? Some faceless bureaucrat in Washington who could give a damn about what you think. So to my Republican
everybody
colleagues,
watched this process before, and it didn't pass, and your good friend Senator McCain voted against it. From what I'm looking at, 50 votes looks like it's a bit of a long, pretty tough slog at this moment. But do you think the GOP realizes how upset folks back at home were that you folks weren't able to get this done?
After 7 years of promising to repeal and replace Obamacare and taking one vote and quitting, it is not exactly doing everything you can. So here's what I want people to remember. Harry Reid made us vote on Christmas Eve to pass Obamacare. He moved heaven and earth to make sure Obamacare got on the floor of the Senate and kept us in on Christmas Eve. Barack Obama did everything humanly possible to pass Obamacare. Here's the question for the Republican Party. Do we have the same determination to repeal Obamacare as Democrats had to pass it? President Trump's Vice President, Mike Pence, called me tonight to tell me that President Trump is 1,000% on board. I sent 5 names of governors to get them behind this. I've got 15 Republican governors who like the idea of a block grant to replace Obamacare. They want the money. They want the flexibility. I'm urging my Republican leadership, don't take one vote and walk away and say it's over. Bring our bill, which is a fundamentally different approach to health care, getting the money and power out of Washington back to the states, and let's have a debate worthy of a great country. And I'll say this to the Republican Party. If you walk away and you give up, we'll never get over this. It's one thing for Democrats to stop us. It's another thing for us to quit.
The president has said that inaction is not an option. And as you point out, he's supportive of this. I want to play a soundbite from Paul Ryan and Mick Mulvaney on the corporate tax rate, which is the other big issue that you folks are trying to push through. Let's play that. The president has said 15% on the corporate tax rate many times.
He said get it as low as you possibly can. It's all about making the numbers work.
So he's okay with not 15%?
Yeah, he's okay with getting as low as we possibly can.
The president and I just talked not 15 minutes ago, and he's adamant about this 15% rate.
So he's adamant about 15%. Are you on board? Are you on board with the president's tax plan, the way that it appears to be shaping up? And do you think that you can get a coalition put together to do that?
I'm on the Trump train when it comes to taxes. Here's what the president's going to say. He played a game better than anybody, not paying taxes, and he wants rich people to pay taxes. So he's going to come up with a plan to make people pay. A lot of people pay zero in the corporate world. He's going to pick a number like 15% and make them pay. I think the average American wants companies to pay their fair share, and 35% is not their fair share. But I'll tell you this about tax reform. We need to get it done. We need to get it done soon. But there is no way to save America from becoming Greece unless you deal with health care. Yep. We're on a glide path to becoming Greece. Medicare and Medicaid alone are going to take all the money you send in taxes by 2042. This is the best and last chance to replace Obamacare. It will destroy the American economy if we give Bernie his way. So we got a chance to get power and money out of Washington when it comes to health care. We got a chance to change the tax code. Let's take it to my Republican friends. Fight as hard to repeal Obamacare as Democrats did to pass it, and we will win because our ideas are better.
Well, you know, I was at the doctor the other day. They said he's retiring. The three guys across the street are retiring.
I don't blame him.
Everybody wants out of the medical profession right now. So you're right that the system is clearly not working and that there needs to be something fixed. So everybody's got to pick either Bernie Sanders or your plan, I guess, if they want to change. Thank you very much, Senator. Good to see you tonight.
God bless.